Okay, we talked yesterday about, and the day before, about Aaron and these garments that he was going to be wearing. So let's kind of deal with these a piece at a time. First off, let's start with the ephod. And this starts in verse 5 of Exodus chapter 28. It says, "So give them fine linen cloth, gold thread, and blue, purple, and scarlet thread. And the craftsman must make the ephod of finely woven linen and skillfully embroider it with gold and with purple, blue, and scarlet thread. It will consist of 2 pieces, front and back, joined at the shoulders with 2 shoulder pieces. The decorative sash will be made of the same materials, finely woven linen, embroidered with gold and with purple and scarlet thread. Take 2 onyx stones and engrave on them the names of the tribes of Israel. 6 names will be on each stone, arranged in order of the births of the original sons of Israel. Engrave these names with the 2 stones in the same way a jeweler engraves a seal. Then mount the stones in a setting of gold filigree. Fasten the 2 stones on the shoulder pieces of the ephod as a reminder that Aaron represents the people of Israel. And Aaron will carry these names on his shoulders as a constant reminder whenever he goes before the Lord. Make the settings of gold filigree, then braid 2 cords of pure gold and attach them to the filigree settings on the shoulder pads." Okay, I just gave you a whole lot of information. Let's kind of deal with this piece at a time. An ephod is a piece of cloth that had a front piece and a back piece, and it was joined with a strap over the shoulders. And it was generally worn like over a normal tunic. It was worn over a normal robe or other piece of clothing. This was kind of an outer piece that was made. So it's a really ornate apron-like garment is what it is. You can picture it like an apron. Now, it's talked about that part of it was linen, and this was the dress of the nobles in Egypt. So it links back to there just a little bit in that fashion. And he talks about taking these 2 onyx stones, right? So on the shoulder straps are these polished gemstones, and inscribe the names of the tribes on each stone. So the high priest bore the name of the people when he would go into the tabernacle, when he would go into the Holy of Holies on the Day of Atonement. So the high priest carried this as a memorial. So the priest, at first and foremost, always was ministering unto God, but he was connected to the people. He bore them on his shoulders. That's that idea of the gems being on the shoulders. He bore them on his shoulders. So he was carrying them before the Lord. So the priest's ministry worked for and with the people. So we talked about that a little bit yesterday. These things are flowing together. So the ephod would have been colorful and beautiful, and it would have gone over his normal robe as that's a great description, an apron, except it had a big back piece that went with it too that would go down the back. So that was the first piece, the ephod. And we'll talk about some more of these pieces tomorrow.